Up, jackasses, thanks for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. Maybe you didn't have time to read, maybe you don't care that much, or maybe you just want to hear a little bit about what's going on in our favorite industry, Hollywood. Nuh-uh. So let's catch you up. The first official still from Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey just landed. The Rock starring in Martin Scorsese's next film. Will Smith's got a Hancock 2 update. Amazon snagged James Bond, and Jeff Bezos is asking fans who should play 007 next. Plus a little bit more. So let's get to why you clicked on this video to begin with.
Hey,
Starting off at number 1, there was some really surprising news this week. Martin Scorsese has a new movie coming out that is starring Leonardo DiCaprio,
no shit,
Emily Blunt, and The Rock.
What the f?
According to Deadline, this movie is to be written by Nick Bilton. The film focuses on a turbulent time on the island Paradise when an aspiring mob boss battled rival crime factions to wrestle control of the underworld of the Hawaiian Islands. It was a bloody battle, the kind of terrain Scorsese covered in both Goodfellas and The Departed. I mean, if you're making a Goodfellas Departed movie in Hawaii, sign me up. In the 1960s and 70s Hawaii, this formidable and charismatic mob boss rises to build the island's most powerful criminal empire, waging a brutal war against mainland corporations and rival syndicates while fighting to preserve his ancestral land. It's based on the untold true story of a man who fought to preserve his homeland through a ruthless quest for absolute power, igniting the last great American mob saga where the war for cultural survival takes place in the unlikeliest of places, Paradise. If this news is hitting you like a rock,
boo! Boo!
I know that he stated recently that he wants to really broaden his career and focus on more serious roles, so we'll see if he can pull this off, but it's a Scorsese film. It sounds great. What other director would you want to see make this movie? As of late, I think The Rock has become a caricature, and he's often in those must-avoid movies because he basically plays The Rock in everything. But this sounds like Scorsese's going back to basics. The Rock wants to broaden his horizons. It's got Leo, it's got Emily Blunt, so count me as intrigued. And maybe the biggest news of the week, Amazon will officially gain creative control of the James Bond franchise and a new joint venture deal.
Now it's ruined.
So Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson are going to remain co-owners of the franchise, but essentially what this means is that Amazon now calls the shots. It's potentially going to usher in more frequent releases, spin-offs, or even a TV series. Honestly, they're just going to oversaturate the market like they've done with Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, MCU, on and on we go. But that said, any movie that comes out can't be worse than No Time to Die, right? Also of note, Jeff Bezos is already polling fans on X about the next 007, hinting at a more commercial, crowd-driven approach. And my Twitter feed has basically been filled with Henry Cavill as the only choice.
It's the only option.
I'm good with that. Hell, you could even throw in Tom Hardy and I'd be happy. The reaction to this deal online has actually been pretty damn hilarious. So what do I think? Well, it seems like soon every popular franchise or property, production studio, or actor is going to be owned by Amazon, Disney, or Netflix. So honestly, an asteroid seems like the more appealing option at this point. I'm a big James Bond fan, but you know, it was one of those few film franchises that felt like an indie movie on a blockbuster scale. So now it's probably just gonna feel like every other manufactured corporate entity. In less controversial news and something to definitely look forward to, Universal Pictures dropped its first image of Matt Damon as Odysseus. For those unfamiliar, he's the mythical Greek hero who spends a decade trying to return home after fighting in the Trojan War, and this is for Christopher Nolan's newest joint, The Odyssey. So honestly, this image doesn't move the needle much, but Nolan's a dude I will go out of my way to support, so I'm interested. To me, he feels like one of the last big budget movie directors who actually cares about the craft. He doesn't CGI the hell out of his movies, and to me, it doesn't feel like he's fully sold out. I know the dude gets a Brinks truck backed up to his house with money anytime he wants to make a movie, but the craft is there. And his movies to this day, they create word of mouth and are interesting to say the least. And for those of you who don't know, this cast is absolutely stacked. Let's let Nolan cook as far as I'm concerned. I can't wait to see this. Probably one of my most anticipated big budget films coming out soon.
Will Smith don't got a cuss in his raps to sell records. Well, I do.
So Will Smith is back in the news again. Is it as offensive as the slap? I mean, he's talking about a sequel to a movie I absolutely hate, so you be your own judge. On a surprise appearance on XQC's live stream on Twitch, he answered a fan's question and said this.
There's a really cool Hancock 2 idea, and we haven't even talked about it. So I'm gonna give you one little piece. Zendaya will be being approached for Hancock 2. For a role in Hancock 2.
Would you be excited to see a sequel to this movie? He also mentioned I Am Legend 2. Will Smith is in this weird place right now with many fans. So as far as I'm concerned, if they can make a way for this film to be way better than the first, then I guess I'm on board. Hollywood just can't resist themselves a video game adaptation. And according to The Hollywood Reporter, a new Street Fighter movie just landed its director, Kitao Sakurai. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. His credits include The Eric Andre Show and several episodes of the Twisted Metal series on Peacock. I wasn't a huge fan the first time I watched that series, but I got lambasted online, went back and watched it, and actually had a really good time with it. So apparently Capcom's deeply involved with this adaptation, with Legendary co-developing and co-producing alongside the video game developer. The film has a March 20th, 2026 release date from Sony, so yay? Are you looking forward to this film? Video game adaptations are very sus. Honestly, I think the only reason they make them is that they're money makers, but I guess you can count me as cautiously optimistic about this one. Apparently, the MCU is exploring a return of the Defenders. Yeah, the head of Marvel TV, Brad Winderbaum, was asked if there were any plans to bring back the likes of Kristen Ritter's Jessica Jones, Mike Coulter's Luke Cage, or Finn Jones's Iron Fist, and while Winderbaum didn't commit to anything, he did note that the team at Marvel TV are excited to be able to play in the sandbox, that is the world of the Netflix shows. He mentioned that even though they can't do whatever they please like in a comic book, they have taken those variables into account and are very much exploring the possibility. So in today's day and age, I wouldn't be surprised if they canceled and brought back these characters, notably these actors, until they are all collecting Social Security.
They're gonna make him do this till he's 90.
And finally, just because I'm very intrigued by these guys, a new teaser trailer for a movie called Bring Her Back just dropped. And this movie's a follow-up by the Australian versions of Terrence and Phillip, who directed Talk to Me. This looks awesome, and Talk to Me was one of those movies that just knocked my dick on the floor. And what's funny is, as ADHD as these two appear to be, I think they have immense talent. Talk to Me was very restrained and seemed like it was made by someone who'd been in the industry for years and years and years. I'm very intrigued by what this movie will be, so if you've watched the trailer, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. So that's all for the movie news you might have missed this week. Thanks so much for joining me. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know some of your thoughts in the comments. I love engaging, so hit me up. As always, the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone, but what do I know? I'm but a mere jackass. I'll try to do better next time. Catch you later, friends.
Talks too much. I'm just a jackass of all trades. Don't know shit. I'll keep on talking, acting like I'm so legit. From politics to sports, I'll spout my fake wit.